How does that work?
How does that work?
Exclusive
The
thing
exclusive
or the
stuff?
dating thing and the.
Well,
I mean,
usually how it works is
how does it work, Willard?
you have sex enough times, and then all of a sudden, like, you ain't fucking nobody else, right? No, no. All right.
Is that a lie?
I mean, no, it depends on the people, but that's usually how the exclusive. It's usually not a whole thing we're gonna make. It's usually you fuck enough times that the man does not want you to be giving that up to anybody else because he's starting to like it, and the woman who has been wanting this from day 2 probably finally was like, yeah, that's cool. I'm not doing anything. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Oh no.
Hi guys, welcome back to She Will podcast.
Yeah.
We are back.
We back.
We are no longer the failing podcast, right?
We dripped
And
out.
Will's trip to Jacob, the jeweler.
Oh.
You know.
My bad.
Between
Damn.
all these things,
It's kind of bright in here, huh?
it's kind of bright in here. I came in, I was like, "What?
Hey,
Willard has gone Hollywood."
You see the neck?
I see the neck.
That's a mortgage.
Oh, jeez, that's a mortgage.
It's a mortgage.
I got a problem with spending before I get it.
Yeah, we all
We all
subconscious.
subconscious.
Shout out to City Boy Caps for our drip today.
Yes.
Go cityboycaps.com. Get your drip.
Yes.
Sheila is rocking the light skin Elder Barge.
Yes.
Can't mess with that.
Yes, you cannot mess
Can't
with
mess,
L. I
you know?
like it. Yeah, so fresh off the Canelo Charlo fight.
Hello, Charlo.
You know, as always, I'll say it. I feel like boxing is the only sport where it's all about the color lines. It's all about the color lines. So I'm always here, regardless of the skill level. I'm always here for the brothers. You know, I guess I'd hate to see the brothers get beat down, but unfortunately,
So
what?
So you were rooting for Charlo.
Yes.
You don't get like disappointed, like.
Well, that's what I'm going. That's what I'm getting at. Okay, I hate to see the brothers get beat down, but I hate to see the brothers run even more. Okay? I mean, come on, man.
Running.
I mean, like, I feel like this. If you're going to go down swinging, right?
Right.
You know, go down swinging. Like, even Arrow, my boy Arrow, he went down, but he tried.
He was in there.
He tried everything he had.
Tremendous.
It wasn't much, but he tried everything he had, and gets my respect for that. I think he gets everybody's respect for that. But Mel,
but you root for him even if you're not like a really big fan of him, or like a.
Because I don't even like them. They
You don't
are.
like
I don't
the
like
Charlo
the
brothers.
Charlo generally, but I
Yeah.
don't like. Okay,
Canelo.
I don't dislike Canelo. In the past, I kind of did, but he has definitely converted me. And so now I'm just really sticking with I'm pulling for the brothers, so I have to pull for the brothers.
I was also pulling for the brothers.
You're pulling for the brother?
Absolutely.
Okay, well that didn't work out so well for us last night. Charlo just didn't show up, and then Bud Crawford said he's no longer
I fighting that garbage.
that clown.
That's the thing about taking these fights. So now, Charlo wanted to fight after a year and a half, 2 years off. He wanted to fight one of the best boxers of all time. Taking that fight, like he thought might cement his legendary status in the sport. That's what he said. And
Legendary status?
Yeah, because if one of the greatest boxers of all time says, yeah, he's worthy of fighting, and you get in there and you don't get embarrassed, because that's what Charlo's main thing was.
He didn't get embarrassed.
To look like he belongs with Canelo. Now, he's like he said, now I want big fights.
He didn't get knocked
big
out.
money. I didn't get, he didn't make me look like 12 rounds. And you can tell his only goal in that fight was to make it to the end of round 12.
Willard. In the neighborhood, there was a local comedy show that I went to.
Okay.
On Monday. And, there's this restaurant I go to frequently. I'm kind of a regular there, and they were having a comedy show put on by Kenny Wack. Kenny Wack was on Martin. He was like the karate when Dragonfly Jones.
Okay.
He was show Kenny Wack, guys. That's Kenny Wack.
Kenny Wack.
And so he put that on, and I was sitting there, and it's kind of like a low key kind of situation. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like looking over to the side, and I was like, "Is that Martin?" Mm-mm. It was Martin Lawrence, like literally like a couple, the next table over from me. Martin was there, and Bentley, Kyle Evans was there.
Who is that? I don't know.
He was the executive producer of Martin.
Oh, okay.
And so anyway, it was a nice little outing.
So Martin keeps tight circle.
People,
so he must not be crazy. Like if you have the same friends from back in the day.
Yeah, he's like me.
You still kicking with people from Martin, yeah, like you too. Yeah, that's true.
and my friend was going to talk to him, and he was really nice to everybody. But I was thinking I don't want to say anything to him because you're kind and all, but at the same time you don't want to be bothered. Just like me when I go out.
But it's Martin. You were the biggest. I'm a big Martin You recorded fan. Every episode of Martin on VHS.
Yes, and really bad episodes.
Yeah,
staticky.
And then we used to come over your studio apartment and you used to play it.
Yes, you remember everything.
That was the entertainment.
That was the
in Sheila's house
system.
You better sit down and watch this Martin.
Yeah, learn something today.
Sit down and watch this Martin. Eat these hot dog sandwiches.
It's chili and rice. This smoked sausage.
Right. If you live in the valley, you gotta eat like chili and rice. If you live in the valley and you're like 20, you gotta chili rice, hot dog.
Yes, that's the valley. And I think that's what these Martin and all these guys are, valley dudes.
Yeah, everybody lives in the valley.
Everybody lives in the valley.
And that's something that you can go to a comedy show. That's just LA. You can go to a comedy show at a freaking Mexican restaurant. Mm-hmm. A freaking Mexican restaurant.
Yes.
In the valley on
a Tuesday night.
On a Tuesday night, and Martin Lawrence is there.
Yes.
The biggest comedian of all time. One of them.
One of my favorites. Yes, I got to see Martin, so that was nice.
That's nice. Who else performed?
God, Comedy Ron.
Comedy Ron?
What's this? You said you've been on Ron.
Ron G.
Ron G.
Yeah, Ron G.
Ron G. Love is Blind. Let's get into that.
Second batch of episodes come out. And we are, this season isn't bringing it as much for me.
So
you're loving it.
I wouldn't say I'm loving it. The crazy thing was I was up Friday at midnight. And so I decided to watch all 3 episodes.
I know. You text me, you're like, I'm caught up.
I'm caught up.
Because usually it's me who's watched every episode of everything. Mm-hmm. And like, Sheila, you watch this? You watch this? You watch it yet? Did you watch it yet?
My research is bad.
She hit me up in the middle of the night like, hey.
I'm done. I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm asleep.
Because I was excited to see what was going to happen with Uche and Aaliyah because I thought that they would work it out. I like Aaliyah. She handles herself with dignity in class.
Yeah.
Every time these people act a fool.
Yeah.
And Uche, and I'm questioning him because he wanted to sit down with Lydia. After that, he wants to sit down with Lydia and go do the play-by-play of what happened. I guess he just, what he wanted to do? He wanted to put it on the record because he's an attorney. So he wanted, no, really.
Yeah.
He wanted to go and this is what happened. And he wanted her to agree, right? To put it on the record. And you said she's crazy, but I felt like she wasn't so crazy.
Well, you feel like she's not so crazy now because she's... but she's being what? She's being respectful to her partner.
Milton,
and but don't forget, crazy women sit in a pocket. They can sit in a pocket. You know what I'm saying? They can sit in a pocket, especially for a small period of time, and then that's how they get. I've been tricked in the beginning. It's this. Oh, yeah, this and that. I believe in this or this. And then all of a sudden. So where this bitch come from? I'm like, how? Because ain't no way. I know I'm not that stupid. Ain't no way I would have agreed to be with this person.
Or maybe you triggered her.
Or maybe don't know. That's a great point. Maybe something that I did was trying to do triggered her.
Yeah, maybe
and to respond crazy. But if so I get crazy reactions and stuff like that, but just like diabolically, mentally, just I think Milton is still going to start to see some of that because Uche was exaggerating the whole you're looking at my stories thing, and you're looking at women's stories on Instagram.
How do you even know? I mean, like wouldn't even.
Every woman does that. And millennial or whatever.
So you mean everyone who's dating someone does research on their social media? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and especially if you just broke up or are breaking up or trying to catch something. Oh my God! Come on, man! I've had women do my fingerprint.
I don't do that.
Sleep like this. So
are you serious?
Yeah, Uche is not. He's not doing what he think he's doing by airing that stuff out. Mm-hmm. Right, like she's great, this and that. This is unacceptable, and this and that. Uche, you're a recent cheater. It's like, come on, Uche.
I think he might be a recent cheater because he cheated on her. He slept with someone. He
slept with someone while they was.
He was with Lydia.
Well, I don't know if they were exclusive, but they were definitely dating, and intimate. And, I guess Uche's allowed to play the field and stuff until maybe, I don't know.
How does that work?
How does that work?
The exclusive thing or the dating thing and
well,
I mean,
usually how it works is.
How does it work, Willard?
You have sex enough times and then all of a sudden, like, you ain't fucking nobody else, right? No. No? All right.
Is that a lie?
I mean, no, it depends on the people. But that's usually how the exclusive. It's usually not a whole thing. It's usually you fuck enough times that the man does not want you to be giving that up to anybody else because he's starting to like it. And the woman who has been wanting this from day 2 probably finally was like, yeah, let's go. I'm not doing anything. Yeah. I'm good with that.
But that's what she wanted all
That's
along.
what she wanted also. Hey, what's up, She Will listeners? This episode is brought to you by City Boy Caps. Go to the website, cityboycaps.com. They've got all type of different color styles that might fit you. I like the money green here. You can get that one, or you can get the beige, light skin, El DeBarge version right here. Either way, you can't miss. So cityboycaps.com. Tell them I sent you. It's Monkey Baby. But, but women, there's nothing wrong with demanding exclusivity out of your situation. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong. Don't think it's coming off too aggressive or anything. There's nothing wrong with that. If anything, how I would take it's just like, that's a good thing because it means that she ain't trying to be all out here and she like me. Mm-hmm. But, because you ain't gonna scare a guy away. A guy gonna do what he gonna do regardless of how
much
forward you are or how vulnerable you are. That shit is just gaslighting. If a guy's like, oh yeah, she's coming on kind of strong, it's kind of pushing. It's like you was already pushed. Like you're just
having sex with her.
You're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You weren't pushed away. That's just what you want to be doing, right?
Oh, you said if they start seeing someone else because you were too forward, they were already 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Right, because that's what women hear. That's the thing where women, right? Like they say. They don't want to come all across as clingy or push them away with that because I think that they've heard, or maybe you've heard this in the past, that she's like, you wish. She's like, I'm the one who knocks. But if you've heard this in the past, that like this is kind of like fast for me or too much, for me, and then it's like, oh fuck, they ruined it. No, that nigga is manipulating you.
Oh.
Yeah, because he gonna do what he gonna do, whether you said you want to be exclusive or not. That don't make, I'm just telling you what the guy friends won't tell you, women. Your guy friends will tell you, your guy friends won't tell you what men really think or talk about because the guy friends are...
Oh, because they're trying to get in.
They're trying to, they got something in the back of their mind. They can't really give you what men are thinking because then you're gonna know what he thinking. Because if a guy friend really told you what's going on, they would also tell you they played fuck, marry, or kill, and your name came up, and you said you would knock it down. You know what I'm saying?
God.
But guy friends ain't gonna tell you all that, how men think, because then you would know how nasty they are too, and then you wouldn't see them
as your guy
on this
friend.
pedestal of a great guy, but just there's not that spark.
Then you would know he's just a regular old guy.
No, then when you're done messing with all the sparks, all the guys that come in with that hot spark coming on fire, they're coming in hot, right? You messed up. You mess with enough guys that's your type.
Mm-hmm. Then you go for the burn victim, like I told you.
Right. Then that guy friend starts.
I'm here for the burn victim.
You know, he is a great guy. Oh no, he's been that's what he's been presenting himself as this whole time. He's so funny and so nice. But I mean, he could be too. Most guy friends are, but
you don't even believe guy friends can exist.
I believe they can exist, but I believe that you are in a relationship with that man as well.
You're in a relationship with the guy friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're cheating on the guy friend with me, if you have guy friends.
Okay. We'll come back to that.
Please.
This is a
spiraled
recurring theme.
I know.
Willard.
Well, you throw it up there, I gotta dunk it.
Yeah. You know, I shot my shot and it went in.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got what you came looking for. Huh?
I got what I came looking for. Okay. So back to Lydia. So Lydia, let's talk. We had a conversation about Lydia and was Marshall? What's his name? Milton Marshall. Okay. And you said that you played him soft.
Yeah. I've gotta apologize to Milton. Play the Shaq clip.
Christian, it's Shaq. I owe you an apology. I wasn't really familiar with your game and you know how you travel.
Man, you're casual.
I apologize, D-Boy. I wasn't familiar with your game. Christian Wood.
You're casual. You're casual.
Casual.
Will's
Milton,
a casual.
I apologize. I wasn't familiar with your game. Milton, who seemed like the biggest L7 in the pods, he was talking about Pokemon Go and rocks and stuff. It threw me off. Milton came out in the reveal and confident. Nobody's ever kissed that much in a reveal as Milton. The girl couldn't keep her lips off of Milton. Milton said, "My hands are big." And I know you know what that means. Milton came out and looked like he'd been around some women before. And I did not see that. So I apologize. I was not familiar with your game. Milton his game is a post game. He uses every bit of that 6-7 frame to get the bucket, which would be the draws. GTD got the draws. First night in Mexico,
they were not playing.
Milton hit it. I apologize, Milton. I played you soft. I was not familiar with your game. You be going to the strip club with your creepy roommate. Who I'm sure is banned from a couple just by. I know a couple of guys like that.
You know, people who get banned.
Oh yeah, that Milton's roommate. I could see he's banned from a few. Just scaring the bitches.
Okay. They. I guess they play the nerd game.
I know.
And you talk to some people. People say they like nerds.
They do. People say it. That's like a thing now.
I determined.
But that's because you didn't came across enough sparks.
You're like,
you know, them cool guys.
I'll leave those sparks alone.
Them thugs, then you crying and shit. All credit score down, and now you like, I like nerds
because they have high credit scores.
I like credit score down. I like nerds. Nerds got a 401k. Dog. What were you saying?
We digress.
Oh, no, you said no.
Jeez. Okay. So Milton.
That's a thing. So, okay, Milton. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so Milton came through. Milton and Lydia, like you said, they knew each other in the biblical sense expeditiously.
They got to know each other
They
really
got to know
fast.
each other, and it seems like they're getting along well. Didn't see that coming. Didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, he seems like he's kind of easy to get along with,
Milton?
A lot of kissing, though. A lot of kissing. Is that natural?
Yeah. If you feeling somebody and if you're Lydia, she's probably up there with Britney Renner.
We'll come back to Britney Renner.
She probably up there, but which is not bad. But yeah.
Well, if you're 30 and 35, 30 for 35 might be bad. I don't know.
30. I think she's 32.
She's 30. Well, probably now she's 32. Okay. So that's Lydia and Milton.
Yeah, they're gonna be all right.
Okay. So let's do this, and then I know you want to get to Stacy and Izzy, but let's just go to JP and Taylor real quick.
Oh God.
What happened?
JP, there's
Will said JP's a proud boy.
Yeah, he's a proud boy. He's the tiki torch, khaki wearing mother. JP, there's this trend of white men that go on reality shows, and I don't know if it's in the dating world. Period. I don't know if you've come across any milk. I mean, if you dabble in the whipped cream, but there's this trend that I've noticed of white men that do not like their women, do not like makeup.
Oh, makeup.
And I don't know what it is. If it's they just don't like the person's face. I don't know. It's like you've never been around women before.
Makeup, or is it too much makeup?
It can't be too much makeup because I guarantee if she only did a little bit and put on some lipstick, he would hate it. It ain't about too much. He's there's not Married at First Sight had a guy like that.
Maybe he's like what are those people, Amish?
It's like that type of. And then I'm just thinking, is this a control thing, or is it? It can't be a control thing because white guys. Well, maybe they are. But anyway, I'm just thinking, is it? Okay, so as men, we know, and I don't know if you know this, your guy friends, they're not going to tell you this. We rarely think you look better with makeup on, especially if we like you, right? You do all that and transform your face, and we're just like, why don't you just rock, with what you rocking with? That's what's up. But you have to be mature enough to know, or dealt with enough women to know that women do shit that ain't got nothing to do with your ass, and it never will. So if you're 19 and you're you think that you can control that or monitor that, I get it. But if he's a 30-year-old man and you're still thinking that you can Texas lawmaker legislate a woman's face, you've got to have been around enough women in your life to know this stuff. Your mama wear makeup.
Yeah, everybody wants to put, their best foot, a little color, color,
And Taylor, she's not one that looked necessarily worse with. She's not one that looked bad with makeup. I just think
she did look good without it.
Her face is, she could go without it. I think with JP, and this is another trend with white men that go on these shows. So I don't know if it's white men in general because I don't date white men. I only date niggas. That if a woman has a little thickness to her, they don't like her.
Oh, like her.
I think that's what it comes down to.
That was what I was concerned about for her, is that she had a little thickness. She's not that thick, but she had a little thickness.
No.
To her. So that's Taylor, and I felt like she was a little hard, but he was shy. Was he really shy?
No, he didn't like her. And
well, why was he pretending like he did like her?
Because he didn't want to come across as a total asshole, and because she kept calling him out for his difference in how he's talking from the pods to seeing me now in person. When we're on a show, that I don't care what this person looks like. I want Love Is Blind. So if he's acting different when he's seen her, that's why he had to make up the makeup shit.
So you think he doesn't like her?
He doesn't like how she looks. I'm assuming he's from a small town. These white guys that look like him, who he's not a good looking guy, I think, at all. Do you?
He looked better as time went on. But, I mean, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't choose him.
Let me see your
no
phone.
Brad Pitt.
But yeah, this guy they from these small towns. They for some reason they get the hottest white girls in the town, or hottest because there's not much to pick from for the women.
Mm-hmm.
So they just have to pick the closest blonde guy with abs, or with
he didn't have abs.
or with
Did you
for
see?
closest blonde guy that swam in high school. You know, like, so that's what he think. That's why he thinks that he's above Taylor in the physical
because
sense.
he's used to.
Because he's used to. But buddy, that's a small town. When you come out in national television and they give you a pool of women and there's a pool of guys to choose from, you probably gonna be dead last in the pickings, bro.
Yeah,
it's different.
Yeah. Okay, now we have Izzy and Stacey.
And I'm curious to know what you think about the Izzy and Stacey dynamic, because this is, I think, something that's pretty common, right? Financial, right? Stacey's like, I came on Love is Blind, not Love is Poor. I don't care what your face look like, but I need to know what the credit score look like. You know, I don't care what your face look like, but I care how many zeros you got in your bank account. So that's why I guess she's able to have this standard without coming across as disingenuous. Is disingenuous?
Disingenuous.
Or is it just ingenuine?
Disingenuous.
Disingenuous. Indigenous. So
she's indigenous.
I'm curious because
I've been in situations before.
Like that, to where I was younger and the person thought that they were doing more than they were actually doing. Definitely doing better than me. Absolutely.
Financially.
But letting you know it every day, and
really?
like not every day, but just like testing, like, okay, we're gonna go here to this restaurant, you can pay, right? Like just little testing shit, like which I never did.
You never paid?
No, because it's like, well, if I'm taking you out, then we're going to this tier of restaurant, and she's like, well, I want to go to this tier, so I guess you're paying then, because I can take you out for dinner, I can most definitely cover your dinner. But you're saying you want to go to this place that nobody can pronounce. That's on you. I'm 20. I'm 29 years old. Okay. So, well, I was 27, but Izzy's Izzy's 30. Anyways.
So she's in a situation where she has a career. She has a home. It seems that her family has helped her get into that situation. And she's making it clear that her family has money, and, you know, if she can't do it, they're going to come through. But if he's there, he should be able to come through. He seemed very uncomfortable with that conversation, which made me feel like he wasn't in a position to assist.
Izzy's face gave it away.
Oh, it was bad. Now, I didn't like her approach to the conversation. It was very haughty. It was very it was very bougie. I can't think of a word.
That's how they do it, though.
That's how they do it?
That's how they do it.
Yeah.
They can't help themselves.
Yeah, it was like she really wanted to make it clear, like, I come from money, and there's a certain standard, which I live, that you need to, you know, and if this happens, I'm going to need $10,000 for that. No, we all know.
Hypotheticals and shit.
He doesn't have $10,000 in his savings. It does,
and I mean, newsflash, most people at 30 don't.
Yeah, I didn't.
To just take her something like that. So I feel like, in a sense, that's like gaslighting.
And initially, it seems like he was trying to tell her, that's on you. And then he kind of reeled it back in. Wasn't he kind of saying, like, I believe in 50-50?
Oh, yeah, if it's her. But
because what he's going to say is, this is your house.
This is your house.
Your name is on the deed, on the title, whatever. And so unless you want to put me on the house. Oh,
so if I contribute to something, I'm not necessarily going to see the equity.
Yeah, there's no benefit. So I think maybe
she's like, "What, you're living here?"
But Stacey, he's going to try and gaslight her and say, since I'm not, I think you should take care of that. So unfortunately, I think financial issues are going to be the demise of their relationship.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, she might rub his head and all that kind of stuff right now. But at the end of the day, it's about that cheddar.
Yeah, and I think it's really not gonna work, because I mean, Izzy don't even have no job. Let's keep it real.
Yeah. I mean, how do you get a job and then
3 days? I was working there 3 days and then I had to come here. Why
like
you just had a job?
flag.
What was you doing? And then the selling, those sales jobs where you just go selling insurance, you don't even got to be really employed to sell. You just got to be like, come over here, I got my license. Let's come over here and try you out and try to see what you can sell. Let's try to make some money. It's so like sleazy, for lack of a better word. But yeah, when I saw that, he was like, yeah, I had 3 days and then I had to come here. I was like, don't say that.
I felt like he was telling a whole different story to her parents. He was trying to present it a lot different. So this remains to be seen how this is going to play out, but this will be interesting.
But I'm curious to know. I'm curious to know how you felt about that watching it, because one, you're a woman. Last time I checked, and two, you are successful, right? And I'm curious if Sheila's watched, because this happens. I don't know if you come across it yet. This happens all the time. This
is Willard and down the hall.
This is, hey, and don't you run.
Willard down the hall.
And don't you run from it, girl. Don't you run. Okay, look at her. Right. She's getting.
I got to get my posture right to answer this question.
So this happens all the time. Men ain't, you meet a man, you don't know, people come together from all walks of life. They haven't necessarily been doing what you have been doing this whole time.
Yes.
That you haven't known each other. So whatever drew you to that man, right? When you get to the financials and he just is not where you at. He don't have to be where you at. I know you don't. Do you expect him to be where you're at?
I mean, I definitely want someone who can contribute at the level that I would contribute. You know, I have a lot of responsibilities or whatever, but that's a tough one because I know everybody's at different phases, and I'm much older, so then obviously the expectation would be more because I have less time. Okay. So I would say it would be understandable if they were not at the same level. It's just a matter of if we could manage things together. Does that make sense? Like, can we work it out? Can we work it out?
Now, okay, I hear what you're saying, and that's a logical response. Now, I think that anybody, Izzy even, can do that. We can manage together and take care of business together, what we need to take care of. But what she's saying is, I live a certain lifestyle.
Oh, yeah.
The extracurricular stuff that I like, I need you to be able to handle that too and be a part of that. And as the man, take care of that. If you don't, that's okay, but you need to get there. If you don't right now, that's okay, but I need you to get there. What do you think about that?
Well, they're getting married, so I think that they'll be pooling some assets. And I don't know. Look, I don't know. I feel like she's going to do what she was doing, regardless of what his situation is. The question is he going to be able to do it with her? Because she's not going to stop.
She's not going to stop.
I would say, even me, I wouldn't stop. You know, someone may not want to go along with me, or maybe they can't afford it, but I wouldn't stop. And so I don't know.
Why is traveling so important to women?
Oh, shut up.
Like, can you tell me?
Is traveling important to women?
Jeez, it's so important. These women, I'm telling you, I met, especially around 30.
Everybody wants to travel because we want to see the world. Okay, I just want to see the world. Now, I wouldn't lead with necessarily traveling, but yeah, there are places I want to go. I want to see. I get restless.
Get restless.
I get restless.
I've noticed that about women. My wife can't sit the fuck down.
Yeah, I get restless. Like I just booked a flight today.
Damn, Stacy.
I just booked a flight today.
Where you going
now?
New
York City, here I come.
You really want to go hear that accent? Yo, pause.
I like New York, but I'm staying for a short amount of time. I'm getting in, and I'm getting out.
Yeah, get in. Oh, pause. That's crazy, B. What you just said right there is crazy. Yo, money, I don't know. You say you getting in and out. I'm sitting next to you. I'm like, I don't know.
Okay.
You really want to go hear that?
Yes.
Right.
But I don't plan to be around those people.
Well, that's all.
I'm going to be around the more sophisticated folks.
Oh, okay. Like
I'm going to be like Stacy. I'm going to be like
You're going to be like Stacy.
Yes. I'll find the sophisticated folks and I'll hang out with them.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is people in their 30s finding young and they're finding love in their 30s and 20s. And then we have Corey Holcomb. Is that his name?
Corey Holcomb.
He's talking about love over 50. So it's like...
Let's play the clip.
And a man over 50, even if he got millions of dollars, find true love. And I think the answer is no.
No.
You over 50.
You can't.
Even if why a man over 50 can't find true love?
Well, you've been out here 50 years and you ain't picked the right one.
Yeah. And now you gotta wonder, is they liking you for you or is they liking you for the money you got? So that's a barrier right there.
If you're over 50, it's definitely the money.
But ain't the money a part of you though at that age?
No. Money goes away.
You can lose it tomorrow. Do you like me for me?
And when she get control of your money, you go away. Yeah. It's a cold game.
I'm glad you here to talk to these two, man.
So what about I see where y'all going with this, but let's say it's a woman. A woman gets over 50 and she may not be as beautiful as she once was, and you know what I'm saying, and you fell in love with her looks and beauty. You don't leave her just because she's not as attractive. That comes with age.
You have a girl that's been in your life and she's solid with you. You supposed to hold her down. You know what I'm saying? And just see people who better behind her back. That's how it works in America. Just saying it out loud is what's shocking. But when you have a girl that you've been with a long time, especially if she fall off in the looks department or the weight department, you still cherish her and treat her good. But when she's not around, you do things you want to do. Man, okay.
So,
what do you think about that?
I think this is whack. I mean, I'm obviously over 50.
What?
Yes, and the fact that they first of all assume that a woman over 50 has to have lost all of her je ne sais quoi, whatever that is. I just want to say
you
that
lost
word.
me right there.
I know. She lost all of her sexiness or whatever.
Yeah.
Lost her figure and so forth. I think that's a lie.
Maybe they're saying if. Maybe they're saying
no.
if.
Well, they okay. If
I didn't take it as they think because they're saying because she's over 50. I think that they're saying in the case that I took that as any age. Like
so any age, if she loses her stuff, you gotta get a side piece.
When you got with her, then. Yeah. Well, no, he's saying you're supposed to hold her down.
Yeah, and get a side
and not leave,
piece.
Right? But do what if you're physically attracted, do what you want to do with someone you're physically attracted to, but keep the keeper.
In what universe is that acceptable?
That's
in what universe? Because I have aged or because I have filled out, you know what I'm saying, come into my woman body.
Hello.
Whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
is it okay?
Do you want to shout out your doctor?
I don't have a doctor for that.
Sorry, I'll cut that out. Sorry, man.
I have managed to do it all naturally. How many times must I tell you that I'm the keep it real girl? Okay. Must I tell you that again?
All right. I agree.
I'm the keeping it real girl. So this is all natural.
Yeah.
So, so what I'm saying is, I just don't think that because of that you should get a side piece, because men, they get fluffy too. You know, they age Absolutely. As well, and women, we don't go get side pieces. You know what I mean?
Yes, I guess the question would be, does that apply to women too? Like,
no, we don't do that because we are deeper and we have more substance, and it's not all about the physical. Because once you're with someone, it doesn't matter what they. For me, being married for all those years, 20-something years, it didn't matter what you look like anymore. Mm-hmm. I mean, it just. I'm not going to be, you gained a couple pounds or whatever. It doesn't change the way I feel about you. So I feel like men should be that way too. And
men should be that way. When I hear Corey say something like that, I don't take it as like a manual or Bible. I take it as Corey. I know what he's doing. He's saying what happens. He's saying what men be doing. Like he's giving it to you raw.
Well, he also was saying that women are just with men over 50 for the money, right?
He's also saying. He said, over 50 is you can't. He said you can't find love over 50 because you're 50 and you haven't picked the right woman yet, or you haven't been picking right. So it's impossible for you to find someone who's genuinely into you.
So if I was looking for someone, I would have to go find someone like 45, because a man over 50
has it picked right. He can't. That according to that logic, right? Or that
they're
point,
full of baloney.
or that take.
My point is, they're full of baloney, and any man who subscribes to this nonsense, that's what I wanted to make sure that we focus.
Yeah.
Don't subscribe to this nonsense that they're putting out there.
Yeah.
I mean, just because they're on a podcast doesn't mean you have to listen.
Another black man with a microphone.
I know. Put your podcast package away. Send it back to Amazon.
Best Buy.
Best Buy. But just because you're on a podcast doesn't mean you have to listen.
Yeah,
to
no, that's a hot take, and I would never hear something like that. I'm married now, and I always tell myself when I got married, or whoever I picked to marry I knew how I would feel, and I knew what I would, want to do with them, and how I feel about like things I used to do. But that's why I never got married, because I knew I hadn't found the one that I wanted to not go get someone on the side with. I'm like, I'm gonna get tired of her, or she's not this hard. I can see it.
Oh my God! Why do men get tired of women like that?
Because, man, I don't know. I don't know. It's sad though. It happens a lot, and it happens. I think it happens more from men.
Guess what? Here's another idea. Women get tired of men too.
I'm sure they do. I just watched the Dateline where she was tired of man and she had him killed. That's what women do. They'll manipulate a guy to pull the trigger on you. He's beating me.
Yes, I think I saw that one.
Oh, there's 100 of those
like that,
stories where she's getting her guy friend, her boyfriend from high school, finds him on Facebook.
And the one of them was married. He was married. He was married. And he killed the husband for this woman that he was in love with. And then he told his wife, and his wife was covering. You remember that? That's the one. I think that's what you're talking about.
No, there's a brand new Dateline that just came out last night. Same story. But that happens all the time. Maybe that's what women do when they get tired. They just have your ass whacked.
No, that's not what they do.
But they don't leave.
You know what they do? They divorce you. Like Tia Mowry did with Corey Harker. I'm getting good at this. These segues.
Ooh, that was wet.
Ooh, that was wet?
Yeah, that was wet.
Okay. So, Tia Mowry, she's kind of been a bit of a poster child for divorce and women loving themselves and taking a good look at themselves and trying to figure out if they're happy. So here she is talking about it. Let's play the clip.
What advice would you give to a woman who's struggling in a relationship, and she's struggling in a relationship that she knows she needs to get out of? Okay. She doesn't know how. What words of encouragement could you potentially give to her?
Yeah. I think what I would say to her is, number one, focus on self-love. Meaning, really look deep into yourself and really get to know yourself, understand yourself. And a lot of that happens in some sort of isolation, whether that is the meditation, the journaling, and just spending time with yourself. And the reason why I say that is because many of times I feel like the reason why a lot of women don't have the courage to get out of
what advice would you give
a toxic relationship is because they don't love themselves. They love that person more than they love themselves. When you truly, truly love yourself, you start to understand self-worth, self-value, and what it is that you deserve.
Can't remember what she said.
Okay. So she's saying that you really have to take a good look at yourself, and you might be isolated, and you might have to be isolated, and that's where journaling and so forth comes in. And I actually, this resonated with me. It did.
Did it? Because I think that message is like in those high pitches that only women can hear. I understand, like, because I was listening to that, and I'm just like, it's like a car just circling the block, and I'm like, what's the destination? what is she saying? What is she just saying? A whole bunch of nothing to me. But it resonate with you and a lot of women, because I know I did make a comment, and a lot of women said, you know,
shut up, Will.
Shut up, nigga. You don't know it. That's because you light skin.
I even said something to you. Like, Will sent it to me. He's like, what is she saying? And I was like, it's good. And Will was like, but I think she did say something. And for women, because we spend so much time focusing on the men and our husbands and making sure they're okay and the kids are okay and everything's okay, the house is okay, and you forget to make sure you're okay. You know what I'm saying? And then when you start to take inventory, you're like, wait a minute, I'm kind of neglected. And I could see Corey neglecting him. You see him in all the family pictures.
Oh yeah, I guess Corey. I could hear Corey talk for 5 minutes, and I'd be like, I couldn't stand to live with that nigga.
So I think that's why it resonates. So that's where she is, and that's what she's saying. And so for women, it catches us, and so she's kind of been an example of how to get out. You know, and I understand she's dating now, supposedly.
Yeah, I bet you it's one of her guy friends.
You never know. You never know. So the alternative to Tia and these things is, you know, you could be Britney Renner. Okay.
Doing you and owning your 35. Trapping NBA players. She got the bag with PJ Washington.
She got the bag with PJ Washington? That's the PJ. Hornets.
And she left his ass after the baby and stuff.
Didn't Deion bring her to talk to his students?
Yeah. So she's out here getting... Now, Britney Renner is one of those people who's famous...
Britney who?
Britney Renner.
It's like you said, Britney Griner.
Britney Griner. Oh, God. Imagine
she should get
body,
the bag.
Her body count.
It's probably high.
Yeah. She doesn't hit a lot of females. But,
she's a stud.
Yeah, she's out. Britney Renner is one of those people who I know her, and a lot of people know her. I don't know why she's famous or where she came from, like Lori Harvey, or like
probably just from getting the men. Right,
she's famous for getting the men. Now, and with that being said, she's a well-known like industry. You know, like there's a reason why men in the music industry or sports industry pass around the same like 5-10 women. It's like so it's because those women are all in the know of, you know, confidentiality, certain rules to abide by when dealing with a certain type of man.
Is Britney really abiding by those? Is she?
I think she is.
She is?
Because, but she did write a book. I don't know if she named names. She just put 11 NBA players, 7 actors, 8 rappers. She put I don't know if she named their names.
And then, so she told Shannon, and Shannon Shannon clutch his pearls?
Shannon, why did he react like that? That was so gay.
Is Shannon?
I think so. Because he's 35. Oh, he ain't got no idea what women...
Impressive. Expansive. I've had sex with 35 guys. Okay?
Whew. Oh, Lord.
Impressive isn't the word. So if I'm judged for
Anybody else need a shot of this?
If I'm judged for having great taste.
We are in the bar, so help yourself. We got this for the next hour. Whew. That's I mean, the crux of this. That's what you mind if I sit to the edge of my seat?
You don't gotta ask for permission. This is your
and don't take this the wrong way.
60 years old. He think a woman would that look like that's in the industry was going. And I know his is low because it's hard to find men who would keep a secret. So you can't fuck that many men if you're Shannon. So he's like, yeah, my body count is low because in order for me to be intimate with somebody, there's got to be this whole process of filtering out and this trial and error and this decoding and this confidentiality agreement stuff. So he's like, damn,
he
35?
Really got to do a NDA, right? Jeez, Louise.
Yeah.
Well, Rick Fox said he wanted to be one.
Rick Fox said, "I'll be number 36," because she said she only date black men, or she can only do black men. She said she can't do no pink willies.
Is that what she said?
Yeah. So he's like, where does she draw the line with the black?
With light skins.
On the paper bag test.
Did he? He didn't say that, did he?
He did the hands, like.
What do you know about the paper
hands.
bag test?
I know everything.
This guy. Okay. All right. You know everything. Okay. Britney Renner, Rick Fox. It may be a match made in heaven.
I don't know. Hey, Rick, I appreciate Rick coming out because that's how, I mean, I don't know this whole thing of this uncle stuff and this,
Auntie.
where that came from.
Anywho.
Yeah, so that reaction was weird. It was slut shamey. And in this day and age, I'm surprised Shannon got away with that reaction without more backlash, but that just shows you how little people think of Britney Renner. And I know
she probably has more than 35.
Oh,
I mean, if you say 35, you probably have 70.
She said that's what makes me even more mad about Shannon's reaction. The fact that she lowballed him and he still was like, because if she told me 35, I'd be like, that's it. Come on, Brittany, we supposed to be family.
Come on, man.
Brittany, come on. You done did 35 in one room, one night. You had one of them nights.
A year,
like shit. You talking about the
because you got to go through a lot to get to the one that'll get you pregnant, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
right?
Some people are going to be responsible. You got to work hard to get to that one who's not.
That's true. And that's fine. The only thing I want to say, too, is she's 32 years old. She has 35 bodies. That ain't, I mean, I don't think most men would react like that, especially around my age and stuff.
You would.
I wouldn't react like that. I just wouldn't. I mean, I would knock it down, but then I wouldn't. I mean, I just wouldn't go any further.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, I'm looking for. Yeah, my wife. I thought I caught a unicorn. I was like, really? Is it? Oh, cool. We can go some. I can work with this. Like, man, we're so egotistical.
You guys are horrible. Okay, so you said there's some weird ways people are getting caught cheating. You want to tell me about it?
Oh yeah, let's look at this clip. You have a woman who, let's see, 2 a.m.
What are we looking at here?
So, woman found out her boyfriend was cheating when Fitbit watch showed a spike at 2 a.m. They had their Fitbits synced together. Oh, bro, why would you do that? And she got a notification that he burned 500 calories at 2 a.m.
That doesn't even say. I wear a Fitbit, and I don't think it tells you when you burn your calories unless she has him on the app.
That's what they said. It was synced because they probably work out together and stuff, or on like the planet, like. And that stuff, bro, if you're, man, a lot of this technology is not for us. All right.
Stay off the technology.
If you go be cheater, you cannot have technology. Don't even get an iPhone because the convenient gadgets they put on here to make your life convenient
are really like to catch you in all manner of
dog. When I'm talking about like. Even when they came out with the fingerprint and shit, it took me 7 years to get away from the passcode. Because fingerprint, I done had girls take my finger while I'm sleeping, put it there.
I'm sure I know who did
unlock,
that.
You know what I'm saying? So, if you're gonna be cheating,
I wouldn't do it. I mean, I just never. Okay, let me qualify this.
What?
In the last 20 years, I said never. In the last 20 years, I just was like, I can't be doing all that craziness. Like, if you're going to cheat, if you're going to do some nonsense, you're going to do some nonsense. And I'll find out eventually, and we'll deal with it. But I can't be checking all your stuff and doing all these things.
That's a lot of work.
That's just a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. And women, and the things the little tricks and trades that women will post on like TikTok. Hey girls, if you didn't know this, you go to settings and iPhone, bam, bam, it shows you how many times he stared at somebody at the gym. It's just like little stuff. It's like, what the fuck? If you go to settings, location, GPS, you can see, like, right? You can see if it's got an erection or not throughout the day. Like, so, and it's all these things that they do, and it's just like, that's a lot of work. Like with my wife, I would like, I get jealous. I can get jealous, but I'm not doing all that work. I'm gonna ask. So you went to lunch? Who all was there? Yeah. You know, like I'll ask.
Yeah, you said who was there. I'm
not gonna be trying to, you know, zoom in on the surveillance feed of the restaurant, you know, or her iPhone webcam, front facing camera. All that stuff, but
man,
yeah, that's a lot of energy. But I'm surprised that you haven't done stuff like that.
No, I mean I've been on the receiving end. I think of people monitoring my social media stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
cracking the codes and going in and trying to look and see what I like. You know, what I've saved or something like that. And I didn't even know that I saved anything because I didn't know what I was doing. That's apparently I have a lot of stuff saved, but it's really random. It's like really
but
random.
How do people know that? It's because they're doing it, right? Like how do people even know to
look for that kind of stuff? Because I guess they save stuff.
They save stuff. That's what I'm saying.
I guess.
Or like, let me see if, you know.
What's she saving? Oh, and this person goes to Runyon Canyon and she goes to Runyon Canyon. So they probably...
My wife would do something like that.
I mean, like all this next level investigation stuff that is just like far too much. Yeah. Just find someone that you trust, that trusts you, and live happily.
But even if you trust somebody, if you're an insecure person, there ain't enough trust in the world. You know what I'm saying? If you're an insecure person, or you're just like,
I think we all have insecurities. You have to make a conscious effort to not act on those insecurities.
Conscious effort. But if you're an insecure person, and overall, it interferes with any act of healing or growth that you can do to get over those like I said on the last podcast, I have insecurities. I don't think I'm an insecure person. Like I have insecurities, and I can recognize. And I don't want to be doing that. I don't want to. I'm gonna nip that in the bud.
Okay.
Like, or I'm gonna do this, but I'm not gonna like live my life
eating
that shit. Like that takes a lot of energy.
Yeah, and I feel like it ages you and all that stuff. Okay, Will, this right here, these pilots drinking.
Man. Hey man,
they been drinking.
It's an epidemic going on. These pilots done watched ever since Flight went on. The movie Flight went on YouTube for free. These pilots is acting just like Denzel. One pilot was caught. They said he was sniffing cocaine off of a topless lady. I'm like, how the hell they know that?
Yeah,
they must have been doing that investigation we was just talking about.
Yeah,
the gadgets and the Fitbits and the iPads.
And then the other guy, he was about to get on his plane, and they're like, wait a minute, sir.
Wait,
I'm not ready.
Oh, yeah, let's put the video up here.
The plane that made airport security officials very suspicious.
This morning, watch as this Delta pilot, accused of being intoxicated, makes it through initial security as he's getting ready to fly from Minneapolis to San Diego. But when Gabriel Schroeder gets close to his gate, a random secondary check is set up. As he sees what's happening, police say his demeanor changes. When asked to put his bag on the table, he tells police, "I'm not ready," and turns and walks away. Suspicious, officers ask that the pilot be tracked through the airport. And these surveillance cameras show the 37-year-old finding an escalator, heading down a floor to a men's bathroom in late July. He's in that bathroom for only 30 seconds, where police say they later found a bottle of vodka stuffed in one of the trash cans. Schroeder then heads back to the checkpoint, telling an officer he had to go back to the pilot's lounge to get his iPad. Schroeder passes and gets on the jetliner into the first officer's seat, but police officers board and ask the pilot to leave the cockpit.
But now they must have been onto this guy already, because all he did was come to work with his suitcase thing
Mm-hmm.
And they thought it was so suspicious that when he got to the line when there's like a security point extra, he just says, "Oh wait, I'm not ready," and then goes downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think these people have been watching Flight, and they got some ideas.
Oh, you mean people checking
the pilots?
Oh, the pilots, yeah.
Because what do you say?
Nobody could have landed that plane like I did, huh? He's a lawyer from why do we need a lawyer from Chicago? Oh, fuck, I fucked that up.
Yes. So I think they've been watching Flight, and they want to get in on the action.
I think that when you're an alcoholic like myself, you drink. You have to. I mean, there's just what does work got to? What does work have to do with? My job is drinking.
Willard.
Like you have like flying a little plane ain't gonna stop me from,
taking care of my business.
Taking care of my business, doing what I need to do. Like I drink. I don't drink anymore, but I drank on every single job I had in my 20s.
In your 20s.
Shit. I mean, every single job I had,
I know.
I was drunk.
You tell me about when you worked at Amazon.
I was drunk.
I was drunk.
On the 12th, 13th, 14th, I was drunk.
When you did your comedy show?
When I did my comedy shows, I was drunk. People ask me, do you drink? When I worked at AT&T, you need an upgrade? I'm drunk. People used to ask me, do you have to drink to go on stage? I said, I have to drink to wake up in the morning. So it's not that I drink to go on stage. It's by the time 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock comes, I've been drinking all day.
You had to drink to play basketball.
I had to drink to play basketball. And that was supposed to be a healthy thing I was doing to not eat and drink. Then it became my social anxiety took over. I have something to do later. I've got to get prepared for it because I'm going to be around people. So I would, before the basketball guy, I'd go there and guess what? Put 20 on them. Every time. Yes, I did. Well, not every time. But guess what?
Most of the time.
Were you there when I dropped 20 in the second half?
I was not.
Damn.
I missed that game.
Of course. But
I did watch the video, I believe. I did watch the video.
Dropped 20 in the second half.
They do live stream those games.
Like Ron Artest, baby, in Indiana.
Oh, gosh. That's my boy.
That's it. But yeah, that's what these pilots, that's all it is.
You came a long way. I remember going to see you at Pan Pacific Park when you were like 5 or 6 when you started playing.
I was drunk.
You're stupid. All right, Willard. I think we've said enough.
Yeah? You've been talking all damn day.
Oh, gosh. We've said enough. You were drunk.
We really covered all that.
We covered it all.
I won't do that one.
The YouTuber. That could be you. That could be us. So we won't give anybody any ideas. Okay.
I don't like what they said about pilots.
About pilots.
I don't like
I
what
love
they said
over 50.
about that. Love over 50. That Will don't like no black women.
That Britney Renner. So we're not going to get into YouTubers getting shot.
My daughter got 35 bodies. What's wrong with that?
Yes. Well, thank you for watching episode 32. Like,
32.
Subscribe, comment,
Magic
share.
number.
It's the magic number?
Magic Johnson.